The papers were in his hand, ink still fresh from the sale. He stood there, smirking, as if he'd won a prize, while I held the letter that could ruin him. This was the moment I knew. He'd betrayed us all. My name is Lily, and this is how my brother Ethan thought he could erase our family's legacy. It was a cold December evening, the kind where the snow sticks to your boots and the air stings your face. I was in Grandma Rose's condo, surrounded by her things, her faded quilts, her old recipe books, the photos of us as kids pinned to the fridge. The place smelled like her lavender perfume, even though she'd been gone for 6 months. I'd come to check on it, to make sure everything was safe. That's when Ethan walked in, a folder tucked under his arm, his eyes avoiding mine. "Hey, Lil," he said, his voice too casual. "Just dropping by to grab some stuff." I frowned, noticing the folder. "What's that?" I asked, my stomach twisting. He shrugged, tossing it onto the counter. "Oh, just some paperwork. Nothing you need to worry about." But I was worried. Ethan had always been the smooth talker, the one who could charm his way out of anything. Growing up, he'd skip chores, dodge homework, and somehow still get away with it. Ethan's just Ethan, Grandma would say, her eyes twinkling. But I knew better. Ethan wasn't just carefree. He was selfish. Grandma Rose had raised us after Mom and Dad died in a car accident when I was 10 and Ethan was 12. Her condo was our home, our anchor. Every Christmas, we'd decorate her tiny tree, bake her famous gingerbread, and laugh until our sides hurt. When she passed, her will was clear. The condo was ours, to share equally. It was more than a house. It was her heart, her legacy. I'd been coming here every week, keeping it alive, while Ethan, well, he hadn't set foot in it since the funeral. I picked up the folder, my hands shaking. Inside were closing documents. A sale. Grandma's condo, our condo, sold for $450,000. The buyer's name was some real estate company, and Ethan's signature was scrawled at the bottom. My heart stopped. "Ethan," I said, my voice low, "what did you do?" He froze, his smirk fading. "Lil, it's not a big deal. The place was just sitting here. I needed the cash. Needed the cash." The words hit like a slap. "You sold it?" I whispered, without telling me. He shrugged again, like it was nothing. "Come on, Lily. You're always so dramatic. I was going to split it with you, eventually." I stared at him, my brother, the person I'd trusted most in the world. Grandma's condo wasn't just a building. It was her laughter, her hugs, the only piece of her we had left. And he'd sold it like it was a used car. I wanted to scream, to throw the papers in his face. But then I saw it. A letter, tucked in the folder, from Grandma's lawyer. It was dated a week before her death. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside, she'd written a single line: "Lily, protect what matters. Ethan's not ready." I looked up at him, my vision blurring with tears. He had no idea what I'd just found, and I wasn't going to tell him. Not yet. I forced a smile, my voice steady. "Okay, Ethan, let's talk about this later. I've got to get to work." He nodded, relieved, thinking he'd dodged me. But he hadn't. I slipped the letter into my pocket and left, my mind racing. Christmas was 10 days away. I had time to plan. Ethan thought he could take everything and walk away. He was wrong. The snow fell harder that night, blanketing the city in silence. But inside, my heart was a storm. Ethan's betrayal wasn't just about the condo. It was about everything. Our childhood, our promises, Grandma's trust. He'd sold her legacy without a second thought, and I was going to make sure he paid for it. I went home and locked myself in my room. Ethan was staying at his girlfriend's place, which gave me space to dig. I started with the folder he'd left behind. The sale documents were sloppy, Ethan's style. He'd forged my signature, claiming I'd agreed to the sale. My blood boiled. How long had he been planning this? I pulled out my laptop and searched the real estate company. It was a shady outfit, known for flipping properties fast. The sale had closed 2 days ago, and the money was already in Ethan's account. $450,000. Half of it was mine. But he hadn't mentioned a cent. I kept digging. Ethan's social media was a goldmine of clues. He'd been posting about a big break. New clothes, a flashy watch, a trip to Vegas. All on Grandma's money, my money. Then I found an email on his open laptop. He'd left it at the condo, another careless move. It was from the real estate company, confirming the sale and mentioning a bonus for quick turnaround. Ethan had rushed the deal. Probably for extra cash. I saved everything. Screenshots, documents, emails. Each piece was a brick in the wall I was building. But the real weapon was Grandma's letter. "Protect what matters," she'd written. "Ethan's not ready." It wasn't just advice. It was a warning. I called her lawyer, Mr. Jenkins, the next morning. "Lily," he said, his voice warm but heavy, "I'm glad you found the letter. Your grandmother was worried about Ethan. She added a clause to the will." My heart raced. "What clause?" He explained. The condo couldn't be sold without both our signatures. Ethan's forgery was illegal. The sale could be reversed. I nearly cried with relief. Thank you, I whispered. Don't thank me yet, he said. You'll need to act fast. I needed help. I called my best friend Mia and told her everything. She was furious. Ethan's always been a snake, she said, her voice sharp. Let's take him down. We met at a coffee shop away from Ethan's radar. Mia had a knack for strategy. She'd been my rock since high school. We need to make this public, she said. Hit him where it hurts, his ego. I nodded. The Christmas Eve family dinner was coming up. All our aunts, uncles, and cousins would be there. It was the perfect stage. Step 1 was gathering more proof. I recorded Ethan when he came by the condo, bragging about his new life. I'm set now, Lil, he said, grinning. No more scraping by. I smiled, hiding the recorder in my pocket. Every word was another nail in his coffin. Step 2 was legal. I met with Mr. Jenkins, who filed an emergency injunction to freeze the sale. The real estate company was furious, but they couldn't fight Grandma's will. Step 3 was the dinner. I'd confront Ethan in front of everyone, with proof he couldn't deny. By Christmas Eve, I was ready. The condo was decked out. Grandma's old decorations, her recipes on the table. Ethan walked in, all charm, kissing cheeks and cracking jokes. He thought he'd won. He thought I was clueless. But I was holding Grandma's letter, the injunction papers, and a phone full of evidence. Tonight, he'd learn what betrayal costs. The dinner table was crowded with family, the air thick with the smell of roast turkey and Grandma's cranberry sauce. Laughter bounced off the walls, but I barely heard it. Ethan was at the head of the table, playing the perfect grandson, toasting to family and new beginnings. I gripped my glass, my knuckles white. New beginnings. Right. Mia caught my eye, nodding subtly. It was time. I stood, my heart pounding but steady. Everyone, I said, my voice cutting through the chatter. I have something to share. The room quieted, faces turning to me. Ethan's smile froze. This Christmas is special, I continued, because it's our first without Grandma. This condo, it's all we have left of her. I paused, my eyes locking on Ethan's. But someone thought it was okay to sell it. Gasps rippled around the table. Ethan laughed. Too loud. Lil, what are you talking about? You're being dramatic. I didn't flinch. I pulled out the sale documents, holding them up. You sold Grandma's condo, Ethan, for $450,000. Without telling me. You forged my signature. The room went silent. Aunt Carol's fork clattered to her plate. Uncle Mike's face darkened. Ethan's charm cracked. Lily, that's not... I was going to tell you. I didn't let him finish. I played the recording from my phone. His voice filled the room. I'm set now, Lil. No more scraping by faces turned to him. Shocked, angry. Mia stood, holding up her phone. He's been spending the money, she said. Vegas trips, new clothes. All from Grandma's legacy. I pulled out Grandma's letter, my voice steady. She warned me, Ethan. She said you weren't ready, and you proved her right. He stood, his face red. This is ridiculous. I did it for us. For us? I snapped. You didn't tell me. You didn't share a dime. You stole from me. From Grandma, from all of us. Aunt Carol spoke up, her voice shaking. Ethan, how could you? He looked around, desperate, but no one met his eyes. Mr. Jenkins, who'd joined us for dinner, stood. The sale is illegal, he said. It's been frozen. The condo stays with Lily. Ethan's face crumpled. He grabbed his coat and stormed out, the door slamming behind him. The room buzzed with shock, cousins whispering, aunts tearing up. Mia hugged me. You did it, she whispered. I nodded, but my chest ached. He was my brother. I'd loved him. But he'd chosen greed over family. Christmas morning was still. The tree lights glowed, but the apartment felt empty without Emily's laughter. I sat with my coffee, staring at the ornaments. Each one carried a memory of her, of us. I'd won, but at what cost? I spent the day cleaning, reclaiming my space. Every box I packed felt like a step toward healing. By evening, I was tired, but resolute. I'd stood up for myself. That was enough for now. A few days later, Emily called. I hesitated but answered. Claire, she whispered, her voice raw. I'm sorry. I was jealous. You're so strong, so put together. I wanted to be you. Her words stung. Jealous? Of me? I'd envied her charm my whole life. Why didn't you talk to me? I asked. She sighed. Because I'm a coward. Silence hung between us. I'm going to Mom and Dad's, she said. I need to fix myself. I nodded. Don't come back until you do, I said softly. She agreed, and we hung up. Work became my refuge. The promotion was mine, and I thrived in it. Sarah and I grew closer, planning a new Christmas tradition. Small, honest, ours. I changed my locks, bought new clothes, started therapy. It was hard, but it was freedom. Months later, Emily sent a letter. She was in therapy, trying to change. I didn't reply. Not yet. Maybe someday. For now, I was building my life, my way. The next Christmas was different. The tree was modest, the guest list small. but it was mine. I stood in my home, surrounded by love, and felt whole. What would you do if this happened to you? Tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching The Wordy Revenge. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of betrayal, justice, and redemption. Until next time, stay strong and never stop believing in your truth.